Welcome, my name is Jocko Kanchefu, and here we discuss everything to do with personal development, but in particular, looking at what happens after therapy, counselling, or treatment. If you're new here, make sure you press subscribe, but if not, welcome back. Today we're going to be discussing why do things feel as if they're falling apart, what that does to us mentally, physically, spiritually, and even emotionally. But just before that, if you would like one-to-one support in understanding yourself a bit more, to helping you take action on things you say you're going to do, fill out the self-referral form and I'll be more than happy to support you. So, let us begin. Beginning with those thoughts that reiterate the things you aren't doing, things you aren't capable of, the things that aren't going well, the things that you're not too sure of. Reinforce that things aren't going well, that things are falling apart, that things aren't happening the way they should be. Those thoughts come from a place. They come from a source, right? They don't just pop out. But on the other side of that, if they're coming from somewhere, we're also giving them energy, we're giving them focus, and we're giving them time. And that expands them. That's what creates overthinking, because something comes in, whether we realize it or not. Oh, did I do this? How are people looking at me here? I know I shouldn't have done this. And we amplify that. We take that thought to the next step. We actualize it. Oh my goodness, look at me. That carries on into how you walk, how you talk, how you behave. But beyond that, it carries on into creating a negative cycle. But now we're discussing it, it brings it to light. That means there's something going on for these thoughts to be allowed through. So let's take a deeper look at that. Because there's clearly a shift in identity and how you see yourself. The circumstances you were in might have changed, or you might be in a completely different environment. This must mean the way you have coped, the way you have thought and done things no longer fall in line with where you are now. So we've got two imbalances here, right? Things feel as if they're falling apart. You are in a different place. When we put them side by side and we see, okay, maybe there is some disarray, maybe there is some misalignment there. What misalignment? What things are you struggling with? What things are particularly difficult that you could work on? Let's look at it together. That could be routines, the way you like to do your work, the way you like to wake up, the way you like to go to bed. All those structures and habits, they're all along the same lines in terms of you do things differently. You see the world differently. You've grown up, or you've been part of an experience, an event that has changed how you see things. That perception creates your world. That world interacts with the world we're in today, where you've got to go to work, university, look after the family, whatever it may be. In that place of the external world interacting with your internal world, what is clashing? What isn't clicking? What is fighting itself? You. Because you're in the middle of it. Okay. You're in the middle of it, okay. But I can't help but think there's a reason breakdown or struggle or sacrifice or a deterioration of some sort, a pushing through of some sort precedes growth. You see it from a seed. You see it from giving birth. You see it from this idea of creation. That something breaks for something to grow. So what we realize is this idea of failure, this idea of things not working out, that it isn't against who you are or what you're capable of doing, but much rather it's a transition into something else. It's a next step that is unfamiliar, that isn't in line with what you have once known, and that's okay. Much rather it explains the struggle, it explains the hardship, it explains why things don't make much sense, why things are more difficult than they usually are. When things feel as if they're falling apart, it's an indication. So let's look deeper into that. There's a clinging of old self, we could say, because that's the best. That's the most comfortable place to be. That's everything we know. We know what we like. We know what we don't like. Or if you don't, you're figuring it out, and you realize some things are better than others. You like some environments better than others. You like some foods better than others. You like to socialize with some others rather than others. But when things feel as if they're falling apart, holding on to the past self led you to this point today. But if things aren't flowing, if things are harder, if life and decisions and taking actions aren't working out, are you living as that past self in today? Or are you trying to extend beyond into your future self as today? Rather than recognizing where you are today. Your age, your home, your friends, your family, your work, your school, your fitness, your health. your desires, the things that no longer interest you, things that excite you and things that are now draining your energy, things that are taking time away from you having time for yourself, and things that are needing your attention. That sort of level, that sort of blank canvas of answering those questions of where you are now, help determine, okay, why do things feel as if they're falling apart? In what area of my life is there misalignment? Is there a tumultuous incident, I like to call it? Because now the old rules stop applying. The old way of self stops supporting you and much rather is taken away from you, and making things a bit harder than they really should be. If this is resonating with you and you're enjoying this discussion around direction, rebuilding, and identity, make sure you press subscribe. So one big aspect of all of this is that this chaos, let's say this chaos and order, this chaos isn't random, it's informative. It isn't against you, it's for you. But it takes a different perspective to see it like that. It takes some letting go. Because through growth and through progression, there's a story we tell ourselves. I can do this. I want to achieve this. I want to see this out of my life. But our mind creates thoughts and feelings around being in a different position, seeing ourselves with a certain achievement or in a certain environment. My job to you as your coach is to inform you of what are those thoughts and feelings telling you, where they're guiding you, what are they trying to show you, something that's deeper within or something that you're just missing out to take that next step, something that's blocking you but that's requiring you to be more courageous to take the next step, something that's trying to guide you off a path that is draining your energy, that's making things more difficult, or is it something else entirely? I'm just thinking after I said that there's an element of control there as well, right? There's an element of how more control is almost making things worse, how more indifference mentally, physically, spiritually, and emotionally make things harder. So if you could let go of that control and step back, what would that do for you? There's a question that's arising that we should be asking. Not how do we stop this? How do I change the situation? But what is it preparing you for? What is it trying to show you? What ideas, what thoughts, what stage of my life am I in for this to be the hurdle? What is it there for? That sort of question opens up many doors now, because now it's no longer an issue and a problem, but much rather another step on your journey of life, on your journey of progression, on your journey of achievement, whatever you want to call it. Really reframing uncertainty as direction in formation. And that's where I'm going to leave it. My name is Jocko Kanchefu. If you enjoyed today's discussion, make sure you press subscribe. And also share with a friend or family member like this type of discussion. And also, if you would like one-to-one support in understanding and identifying why things are falling apart for yourself, make sure you fill out that self-referral form in the description below, and I look forward to supporting you. Have a good day, morning, night or evening for whenever you are watching this video, and I'll see you next week for our next discussion.